Hello and welcome back to the channel. Today we are once again talking about Genesis. Who could have seen that coming? We are following up yesterday's video with a combo tutorial slash just test hands for the Magikey deck. Um, this is something that people have requested as far as I play some obscure decks sometimes, and it's fun to kind of just see like, oh, this deck can do this kind of stuff. Um, and generate some interest. I love playing rogue decks, and it's a lot of fun for me and trying to figure out like new things to do with it. So, without further ado, we'll do 5 test hands, and decks all shuffled up and everything. We'll do some 5 test hands, and then we'll talk some side patterns that I did, and just go from there. So, yeah, let's just give that a good old cut right there, and let's just do 5 here. Now with Magikey, if you saw the deck profile yesterday, you'll see we're playing some weird cards in here. This is an example of that. This is not the best hand in the world. This does what we need it to do, but it's a little rough. So, right off the bat, we have a problem with breaking in this deck because of the critical mass of normal monsters, as well as needing to see ritual monster plus ritual spell. So this hand does it. It's not pretty though. So we're going to start off with unexpected die. That's just going to grab us a normal monster. I'm going Clavicus here because I want the Magikey name. So that I can activate my Moth Tail effect. If I control a Magikey monster, I can reveal it in my hand, and then I get an additional normal summon of a Magikey this turn. This is unfortunate because if we were playing advanced, we'd probably link this off and do some crazy stuff with that, then bring it back with Moth Tail. But we're not, and so we're normal summoning the Moth Tail using our additional normal summon, and we are going to Synchro 8 for the Fiend. Doesn't really matter. People aren't really playing Lightning Storm, so you don't have to really put them in defense. Fiend will activate on summon to set a Magikey spell or trap from the deck. And usually we'd grab the trap here. But because we don't really have too much more going on, we're going to grab World, actually. And I do this here instead, starting off with Engraver so we don't get drolled. We'll go World. World on is going to grab a Magikey monster, and we're gonna grab Betos Buster. And then if we get drolled here, unfortunately it ends our turn. We're not totally hosed though, because we do have Transform Mine to not negate, but destroy the summon of any light or dark monster as of right now. If we are allowed to continue, then we can go Magikey World Effect, putting back the Ghost Mourner, grabbing the Moth Tail, putting that on the bottom, and then we can go Engraver for Tract, and we can go Tract. And this is why I wanted to play this engine, is it lets you search for other cards. And then we got to discard a card. We're going to discard the Ghost Ogre. Unfortunately, it kills a lot of our like defense, and it makes us more susceptible. But, unfortunately, that's what happens when you're playing a combo deck like this. We're going to normal summon the Dippity. We'll activate Moth Tail. And because we control a normal monster, we get to send a normal monster from our deck to the graveyard for the ritual summon of Betos Buster. Betos Buster will then activate to search my deck for a ritual or Magikey card. So we could grab Unlocking here because we didn't get to grab it earlier. Most of the time we're grabbing Moth Tail if we don't already have it. But since we've used both normal summons from both Moth Tail and Dippity, we don't do that. From here, we have the unlocking, and we can go for a couple different things here. We can go for a level 8 synchro, or we could go for Fiendsmith play. So what that looks like is we go Engraver, shuffling back to Mofftail. And then we go Tract, banish to Fusion Summon for Lacrima. Lacrima effect targeting the Engraver to special. Overlay here for Caesar. We can set a card, and we can pass from there. So what this looks like is, like I said, not the greatest opening hand, but we have a destroy on summon for any light, dark, or wind monster. We also have the ability to negate the effect of anything that would summon, and we have negate any spell or trap. There is another world where we could probably get another normal monster engrave by, if we walk this back slightly. If we walk this back slightly and we go Mafte, sending... Oh, that wouldn't even work. Never mind. So that's probably best case scenario, was ending with that board. It's not pretty, but it is a good amount of interaction. And yeah, let's move on to the next hand. All right, just did a little bit of off-camera shuffling. We'll do one little shuffle for the camera here. All right, and let's draw some 5 cards here. Always a good time if you start off with a normal monster. All right, so once again, not the greatest of hands, but I think most of the hands in this deck are playable. So first thing that we're gonna do, we're gonna start with Pot of Greed, and yeah, we're just gonna go for it. Unfortunate to see the tract, but we can always put this back if we need to. So first we're going to start by normal summoning Phantom Griffin. The reason I'm doing that over Dippity is because most of the time we're going to end with Mofftail in the grave, and so we don't need the light monster. Plus, if for some reason they stop our Mafte, at least it's 2,000 attack. Dippity's only 0. So we're going to go Mafte. We're going to summon the Betos Buster. Sending Black Sea Squatter. I'm not going Clavicus here because I don't need the Magikey name. From here, we're going to go Betos Buster effect. On summon, it's going to search for a Magikey card. We're going to grab Magikey World. This deck does have a very big draw weakness, and it does come up. We'll go Magikey World, effect on activation to grab a Magikey monster. Grab Mofftail. Here, we're going to activate Mofftail effect, so we get an additional normal summon. And we kind of have a different couple paths that we can go through here. Most notably, we're going to go Mafte, because we don't have a hard once per turn on this. And we can send Clavicus and Dippity. Ooh, to summon the beast. The beast effect on summon will add back Mafte. And then we can activate it again. Sending Firecracken. and the beast for the dragon. From there, we can normal summon the Mothtail. Mothtail to special summon back. You want anything that does not share an attribute with Mothtail. We can synchro here. For Transform Line. Effect on summon. To grab unlocking. And then we can synchro here if we want the Draco Berserker. Or we can overlay there if we want Giant Hand. Problem with overlaying here is we don't currently have a Wind Engrave. So it might be more beneficial to go for the synchro just to have the Wind Engrave so you can negate any, or not negate, but destroy any summon with Transform Line. Most of the time that's what I'm doing, honestly. And so what we're looking at is we have Draco Berserker's effect. So if your opponent activates a card or effect, or a monster effect, we can banish the monster. We have Transform Line to, if your opponent summons a monster that corresponds with any of the attributes, we have light, wind, or dark, wind, light, earth, fire. So we're only missing water here. So unless your opponent's playing Mermail or Goaty, you can hit any summon or divine. We have a spell trap negate. And then anytime a monster is destroyed that shares an attribute with a monster in the graveyard, we get to draw a card as well. What we're hoping to is draw into exactly that, like a piece of non-engine. So, yeah. Didn't get to use the tract. Realistically, we could use Magikey World to grab Mothtail and add it back. But we wouldn't have a reason to use Mothtail that turn, so I would rather keep it in the deck to... say we draw a really trash card or something like that, then we can put that back with Magikey World. So, yeah. On to the next hand. Alright, for test hand 3 here. Just going to go ahead and give it one more little shuffle. I do shuffle these off screen, but just so that you don't think that I'm, getting just a curated hand every time, 2 bad hands in a row. It's pretty scary. So, good cut and 5 cards here. Ghost Ogre, Unexpected Die, Unlocking, Betos Buster, Ghost Mourner. This is a break. This is a brick hand. This hand does nothing. We are hoping to make it through the turn with Ghost Ogre and Ghost Mourner and see what we can do. So, for this hand, we're going to assume that we either make it through the turn or we're going second. And a second unexpected die is not what we want to see. So that is a brick hand. And I'm going to leave that in because, you should also see what this deck is capable, what hands this deck is capable of producing. That is why in the deck profile I said we probably won't want to cut that. Obviously seeing unexpected die, 2 unexpected die in a 45 card deck. It's also why I'm playing 45 cards is so that we reduce the chance of seeing kind of these bricks like unlocking or something like that. So, yeah, on to test hand 4. All right, and test hand 4. So what I love about this deck is its versatility, being able to do kind of what you need it to do when you want it. I want to see the Draco Tile part, just to show that part of the deck off. But, yeah, let's see what we got. Did I cut? I don't know. We'll cut again real quick, just in case. All right. Unlocking right off the bat again. Aha! Okay. This hand's pretty good. We would like to not see the unlocking, but, yeah. Weird thing here is it's we don't have access to a normal monster. But I'll show you how we get around that. So, first thing we're going to do, we're going to go Magikey World to grab Betos Buster. Then we will go Advanced Ritual Art. And we will send Griffin for Betos Buster. I'm always sending Griffin first because I'm most scared of the Radiant Typhoon matchup. I don't think the Squatter is as necessary as like a blind send. Betos Buster effect will add Math Tail. And then we'll go Moth Tail effect to get an additional normal summon. And then we will normal summon, additional normal summon Moth Tail, special summoning back to Phantom Griffin. We'll activate Moth Tail here. We're going to perform a fusion summon. We're going to send the shiny Black Sea Squatter. And fuse this for the dragon. And then we're going to go World Effect to put the unlocking on the bottom of the deck and grab Mafte. Yeah. And then we'll keep the Mafte. We will synchro here. For the Transform Mine. Trying to think if there's a better way to do that. So what we can instead do is, instead of grabbing the Mafte, keep the unlocking. And this is like a rare opportunity where we probably want to make the Vepartu. And then use Vepartu to add a normal monster. So we can activate the Rahu. So we're going to fuse these two for Gulamel. And then we use Pan's effect to set the horn. So, not as strong. Definitely drawing a little too many spells there kind of hurts. I think, realistically, instead of making the dragon, we could easily make the Vipartu... no, I don't even think that works. I think this is probably the best way to go about this. So... You would like to have the Transform Mine, but you know, sometimes you just gotta do other things. You could also, if you didn't want to do that, you could still make the Transform Mine. And instead of making the part 2, you can make the Fiend and hold the Rahu for next turn. But then you're kind of banking on drawing a monster. Oh, look at that. Because the Gulamel, the Draco Tail stuff is really good at breaking boards as well. So, yeah, a couple different things that you can do with that. But, yeah. So what this looks like is, if a monster is destroyed that shares an attribute, you draw a card. Vepartu, if a monster battles it, that shares an attribute, you can detach to send that monster to the graveyard. You have Horn, which targets attack position monster, bounces it to the hand, which will trigger Gulamel that has to chain to it. That'll send a card your opponent controls to the graveyard. And then you have Unlocking to negate a spell or trap. So, a couple different things that you can do there. Yeah. Hand 5. Alright, and for the final test hand here. Kind of seen the Fiendsmith side, kind of seen the Draco Tail side. Yeah, I think we're kind of seeing kind of the different aspects of this deck and kind of the strengths and weaknesses. So let's just see what we got. Betos Buster, Unexpected Die, Rahu, Moth Tail, Rahu. So we don't have a way to ritual summon. No, we do. Little unfortunate, but we will see what comes. We'll go Unexpected Die for Clavicus. Again, we just need the name. We'll go Moth Tail, additional normal summon. Normal summon it. Synchro for the Fiend. Fiend effect. Grab World. Set, activate World. World will grab another Moth Tail. We'll go World effect, putting the Rahu back to grab the gun. I'm glad I'm catching this on camera too, because seeing 2 ofs in a 45 card deck is kind of crazy. And we've seen it a few times now. Regular normal summon for Moth Tail. Moth Tail will target Clavicus to special. And then we will go Moth Tail, sending the Phantom Griffin to summon Betos Buster. Now, you have 2 diverging options here. You can go for... another Moth Tail, and that will get you to the dragon. Or you can go for unlocking and have a spell trap negate. Or you could just go for any monster. In this case, probably like, I don't know, Garrus Glosser or something. And that way you can activate your Rahu. I think in my case, I'm probably going to go for unlocking. There it is. So that I have follow-up next turn with Rahu. And then we can synchro here. For your Draco Berserker. So you got the destroy monster on summon that has an attribute. You have spell trap negate. You have a banish, an effect monster, and you have Betos Buster. Betos Buster's not doing anything, but just sitting there and looking pretty. And then yeah. For next turn, you have the Rahu for follow up. Or say with Betos Buster, we go for the Moth Tail. I'm just going to show the diverging line here and show kind of what we could do. Where are all the guns? There's one. So instead of unlocking with Betos Buster, we go for Moth Tail. We activate Moth Tail. We send Shiny Black Sea Squatter. Fuse here. For the dragon. And then we can synchro here for the Draco Berserker. So this just gets you a draw when you use Transform Mine. And then if it survives your opponent's turn, you can nuke your opponent's board as well. So, yeah. That is the Magikey tutorial video. I do not claim to be an expert at this deck. I love this deck. I've been playing it for years on and off. Pretty much since Moth Tail came out. And I love this deck. It's a lot of fun to play. Very rewarding to learn. And yeah, it's a good time. I definitely think there's innovation to be made, and that's why I put these videos out in the first place, is so that people can say like, "Hey, have you thought about this?" And maybe give people an idea like, "Oh, this deck does look really sick. Let me pick it up and start playing it." And maybe they come back to the comment section and say, "Hey, I tested the Fiendsmith stuff. It sucks ass. I want to play something else." So this is what I started playing. Or hey, maybe have you thought about like trying to trim the fat, playing 40 cards? Things like that. So please leave your suggestions in the comments. And yeah, I think the next combo video will probably be Dragon Ruler because that's what I was requested. I should have that out tomorrow, and we can play around with that. And yeah, thanks for tuning in. Stay tuned, and yeah, I'll see you next time. All right, continuity here. Your boy totally forgot about doing a little bit of sighting patterns, so we're just gonna knock that out real quick. And yeah. So for the most part, sighting in this deck kind of works very similarly to sighting in TCG or most other decks. Usually it's just like this non-engine doesn't work very well against this deck, so yeah. The other thing is I always take out the Fiendsmith engine if I'm going second. It just doesn't do as much going second. If we're playing in TCG, it would be a different story because we have access to Requiem, and Engraver can be a good board breaker. There's an argument to be made if you play Chaos Angel to keep these in, because you can make Chaos Angel pretty easily, but I don't like it very much. So most of the time, if I'm citing 6 cards in for going second, I will side these out, unless I'm going against, Fire King. Then I'll probably side out like the Phantom Griffin or something like that. And then these are usually going in, and Cosmics or the Drolls, things like that. Just the good board breakers. And then as well, I think as well, Ghost Mourner is another good card to side out a lot of times. I don't really like siding out my pointed cards because, I'm spending the points on them, but I really just don't think that Ghost Mourner is all that great right now. So those are like 9 easy side out cards that you can take out. If Ghost Mourner does end up being good into your matchup, I try to keep as many vanillas in the deck. I will side one out at a time. But really, it does come down to having the right amount of vanillas. Because if you start doing some of the extended combos, like we've talked about earlier, with having 2 to 3 Moftei in rotation, you will just run out of vanillas. So I do try to keep the Draco Tail engine in for first and second, just because it does end up being like a pretty good going first strategy as well as a good going second strategy. But that is also something that you can take out if you're just not really impressed with it. You can take out the Garrus Glosser. I was taking that out a lot too. If I'm going first, I want to keep the Fiendsmith engine in. I want to keep the Draco Tail engine in. And so, like, here's 4 good cards, that you can take out. You could also take out Miradoras if you don't think that they're doing very well, things like that. So going second or going first, putting in the Magic Deflectors, putting in Cosmics, putting in Drolls, putting in DD Crows, things like that. So yeah, that's kind of the sighting patterns I went with. I think it served me pretty well. 45 cards means that you're not going to see your side cards as often, but going first as well, like, because you're playing the Pot of Greeds and you're searching a lot and things like that, you do get access to your side cards a lot more frequently than you think. So, yeah, just wanted to pop in real quick, talk about that, and yeah, gonna go record some Dragon Ruler footage. So yeah.